Hey guys, welcome to Toribash Tips, episode 13 with Jack Morris. Morgan Williams is still off on my demand because this show is kind of a nightmare to do without my computer, so finding stuff for him to do would just make it unbearable. So it's just me for a little while until we get my fancy computer back and we can go back up to having good graphics and stuff again. But at least we're still back on gameplay, right? So I have a move to show, and at the end I'm also going to do a little bit of a Q&A, which is something we haven't done before, so stick around for that. Anyway, let's have a look at the replay, because I don't want to waste another minute doing the intro. This is a move I came up with today, actually, and I'm kind of happy with it. It's certainly something different for a change. It has a similar setup to one we did before, but goes in a completely different direction, even. Let's have another look at the replay. So, I kind of call it I think I call it the bottle opener in my book, because it's kind of like a can opener, I guess, because it goes over the head and then pop, and it's off. You know what I mean? I kind of like it. Kind of a customizable move right at the end, and I'll show how to do it and then explain what I mean by the customization. So first you want to start with contract all with C. Sorry if the audio goes a little bit funny. I have to look down to look at the book, and that means I'm not looking at facing the mic, which would mean I probably go a bit tinny. So contract all, contract your pecs, so contract pecs, lower your shoulders, contract your abs, and contract your hips, and then use one turn. So spacebar once. Contract your knees. This part's very, very important. Make sure you extend your abs too, and then use 4 turns. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then you want to extend your knees and raise your shoulders. Then I'm going to turn the page and use 3 turns. So 1, 2, and 3. Contract. This is actually kind of a short move. Contract your pecs. Extend your hips. And use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turns to get to 370 frames. You may notice I've left the mouse on this week. I've been meaning to do that every week, but sometimes I forget. I think it'll help because you guys might have a easier job seeing what joints I'm mousing over. So you've gone down to 370 frames. That's 5 turns from the last one, and you want to contract your knees. This is pretty much where the move ends with regards to a specific way of doing it. So let's just go through as it would play out on its own. So that's what happens if you do nothing. And as you saw in the replay, I sort of flicked the head around and kicked it, which I sort of did on a whim. I don't really have it written down how to do that exactly. And then I'm just going to show you guys a quick customization that you can... Well, hell, I might get one going here now with this head. I love the way, in this move, I love the way the head sort of like... There's a lot you can do with the head right after you decapitate it, because it's kind of like balancing on your back legs, as you can see here. So let's just get into the move again. So I'll do it quickly now. Hopefully I won't cock it up while I'm doing it, because I'm rushing. 1 turn, contract knees. Let's see if I can do this from memory without looking at the book. Fuck, I can't. I gotta look at the book, so I have no idea how many turns. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Extend knees, raise shoulders. 1, 2, 3. Contract not hips. Contract pecs. I almost certainly screwed this up. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we are. 5. Right. Okay, I think I've screwed this up, but nope. No, there we are. One I found is if you use 1 turn and then raise your shoulders, it puts you kind of in. I don't know. I guess I kind of. I don't know how to describe that. You guys can see the video. But it also puts the head around that area, which, if you time it right, which I don't believe I have, you can sort of spike it. Yeah, we are. Spike it back onto the guy and then handstand off his body by raising your shoulders. And as I mentioned in last week's, to get a good handstand, you always should move your legs, because it gives you a bit of a whip in. And contract all, so you get a nice little free-flowing thing. And let's have a look at the replay. Would really love to see some customizations of this move in particular, because it's... I'd argue it's one of the more... I don't know, stylish ones that we've done with the way it looks, anyway. So that's the move, can opener or tin opener, whatever I decide to call it. So, moving on, I'm going to do a little Q&A, which is something that, if you're familiar with Man on Fire shows, it's something we do... I'm going to actually stop the replay from playing in the background. If you're familiar with Man on Fire shows, you're probably aware that now and again we'll answer the comments, like if you watch Happy Wheels, we do it when we can't get on the server. If you watch Jack and Cam, we do it every 10 episodes. It's a kind of common thing. We like to respond to the fans. And it's something we want to do with this show, but it's also something that I really want to do with Morgan, because it doesn't seem fair for me to answer all the comments when he's not around. So that'll be coming very, very soon. Maybe we'll do that at the end, and I'll have him here, and we can do that at the end of next week's show. But I kind of wanted to address a couple of issues that consistently come up in the comments of not just this show, but my other Toribash show as well. So I get a lot of comments, and a lot of them are kind of similar. So I'll start with probably the most requested and most questioned thing. Why don't we do any online stuff? Now, there's a couple of very, very valid answers for that, but the first and foremost, top of the list is, quite simply, we suck at online. I mean, really, like, I love online Toribash. I've played it with loads of my friends. It's a very fun game type. I'm just really not very good at it at all. Like, this mode, the free play, it's very specific. You can always count on stuff happening when it's supposed to happen, you know? You can always Uke or Yuki is never going to move. You can always... Oop, crap, did not mean to do that. You can always count that he's going to be in the same place no matter what. So it's easier to plan out moves. Whereas online, I guess you can have openers and stuff, but it's really hard to get... It's really hard to do this type of show where we're telling you what to do when it's also relevant what your opponent does as well. You know? I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just clicking buttons. Right, there we go. But we'd really like to do online stuff, and I promise you, I've been saying this for weeks now, but we really are looking into doing online stuff eventually. The problem originally is that my computer, for some reason, would not access the multiplayer, but as right now I'm recording on my laptop, you can see I can access the multiplayer. So I've been playing around with it a bit, trying to work it out, trying to get some moves to you guys, and Morgan's doing the same. So hopefully we'll be able to bring you that soon. And maybe do a couple of versus matches, which brings me to the second thing is, could we do a Toribash, more of a let's play sort of thing where we just fight each other? Yes, we can, we will, and we're doing it soon. I'm just trying to arrange who's going to be in it and stuff like that. So look forward to that. That'll be out very soon. I think I did mention that on Jack and Cam at one point as well, but that is still in the works. I've just been kind of swamped lately. Now, this is a question that generally doesn't come up as a question, more of a criticism, and it's a fair criticism, but I do have a reason behind it. This is more about my other Toribash show, but I'd like to respond to it here as well, because the same rules apply. Why do we only do, or at least vast majority of our moves start by contracting all or holding all? I always say contracting for some reason. Start with holding all. Really, it's just a matter of skill. I mean... And it's very hard when you're doing free-form moves that don't have you contracting or like any, you just move your joints randomly and hope for the best. And it's quite hard to teach somebody, or at least in the format of this show, it's quite hard to demonstrate these moves because they kind of happen kind of by chance, You just move the joints and hope for the best. I imagine the people who've been playing this for years and are much better at this game than us probably do have a rough idea. But frankly, it's the online argument all over again in that we just simply don't know that much about this particular topic. I can do... I realize that freeform moves look much prettier, and it's definitely something we'll be expanding into as the show gets older. But just simply right now, we're just not that good. We'll get there, It's something that comes up a lot. I thought I should answer it. We'd love to. Hey, we could get some of those submitted maybe, and then we can demonstrate them. It's something that I do try to learn myself. It's something I do play around with not contracting all, but I just don't really. We literally just don't know enough. Like, look at what I'm doing here. I haven't got a clue. I'm fucking clueless. Those were. Those were primarily the three things that come up the most. Another question that gets asked every now and again is, could you play? Can I play Toribash with you guys? I'd love that, absolutely. But as I said earlier, I really don't play that much online, and Toribash doesn't really have. I think it does on the forums, but I don't think I've ever been on the forums. It doesn't really have a friend feature, so unless it's something we organize, which could be kind of fun, maybe a community Toribash versus mode with a couple of members from the office and you guys, the fans, that would be still fun. We probably could do that. But as for playing one-on-one, I've got no objection to it. It's just something I really don't have a lot of time for. If you guys, you can see my username in the top right, Death Road. If you see me online, be sure to. If you see me in a match, send me a message. I'll be sure to fight you. Anyway, those were a lot of the questions. We'll probably, me and Morgan will respond to the vast majority of them in a later date. But I wanted to address these, first and foremost. I kind of rambled on a bit. I'm a little bit scatterbrained today, so I hope this all made sense. Move details in the description, not move description in the details. I guess they both kind of mean the same thing. Be sure to send any replays, moves, customizations of our moves, stuff like that to tips@manonfirefilms.com, TIPS. So I'm Jack Morris. Please subscribe for more, like, favorite, do all that lovely stuff, and please be sure to drop us a comment of what you thought of this move, and if you have any... I knew there was something else. See, nearly didn't do it. We're going to be answering the comments pretty soon, so if you have any questions, post them in the comments of this video or any video, and we'll get to them, and we can respond to some of your comments, questions, and blah, blah, blah. Long show this week, nearly 10 minutes. I'm Jack Morris. Subscribe, favorite, like. I love you all. Goodbye!